If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-team. Today with us is the former leader of Indian Special Operations A-team of 7 Parasat, Colonel Shivender Pratap Singh Kanwar. With 20 years of legendary service in Special Operations, a certified Level 3 protection specialist, and now the founder and CEO of Team Global, Colonel Kanwar's experience has made him a trusted name in elite protection. With a commanding presence both on the ground and across social media, where his insights on security and special operations have garnered him a major presence, we are happy to have him here today. Colonel Shivendra, welcome to gnoTalks 2024.
Thanks, and thanks MNNIT and the team of gnoTalks. It's a singular honor and pleasure for me to be here and share my experiences. I sincerely hope that whatever I share with you guys, it empowers you, and I find a lot of positive energy when I meet young people like you. So because I refer you as always as future leaders, and from my insights and my I would say experiences, you are able to gain something out of it. I've had my fair share of failures and setbacks also. So if you gain something positive out of it, I'll be really grateful, and thanks for inviting me over. Gratitude.
Thanks.
Right, sir. So starting off, you are a fourth generation officer, as in you come from a family of warriors with your great grandfather serving in the British Army,
Yeah.
and your father serving in the J&K Rifles.
Yeah.
So how would you say your childhood has shaped your current understanding of duty, honor and sacrifice?
Okay, to be very precise, if you think that the four generations in the army is like, yeah, tradition of warfare or that saga of sacrifice runs in my blood, there is no question about it. But then in our family, hardly we will have talks which are always related to army. Like I will tell you, my sisters are married to army officers. One was a colonel in the Kumaon regiment, and my younger brother-in-law, he's a serving major general from special forces only. So we hardly talk of army. However, me as a child was not a very studious kind of like you guys are MNNIT and tech guys are very, yeah, you need to you study hard. I was more of an outdoor kind of a guy. Maybe because of my lineage, maybe because of my heritage, I was more of an outdoor guy. I was a very good sportsman and all. So that thing propelled me towards, I think so, more towards, I initially wanted to become a cricketer, which eventually I could not. So I really wanted to be part of a force where I could see a lot of combat. My only dream of joining was never rank. Rank only I joined as an officer only because in India, in Indian Army per se, the officer is the person who's involved in the planning, execution, and everything depends on his decision making. So there is if you want to really know about leadership, if you want to be on that side of the thing in which you are planning an operation, conducting it, executing it, and finally you are there from the first day to the last day. So you have to be an officer. That is why I joined the army as an officer. And my aim remained always like, I never wanted a normal life. I never wanted a normal job. So it was like my formative years. So I saw what I could be of better. I could better my trade craft every day. So that's how it, although the tradition runs, but then I was like little bit different towards the concept of joining the army. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
So after joining the parachute regiment and initially struggling with the para probation,
Yeah.
you went on to join the 7th Parasaf.
Yeah.
Being part of the elite A team within the 7th Parasaf,
Yeah.
how did the intense brotherhood within your team shape your experience? And also, how do you ensure that these bonds stay together after leaving the forces?
Okay, so let me tell you the bond which you are talking about. First of all, it comes the friends which you will make in life, if they have been through adversities with you and failures and setbacks, those are the kind of real guys who will be like your core team. So, like I told you that I had to struggle a lot. First of all, I'll take you back a while that first of all, I was not selected in the army initially. I used to clear the UPSC exam and writtens, but I made it through the SSB in the third go. Similarly, when I was joining the special forces, so you need to volunteer for the special forces probation, it is the hardest training known to man. Any special force training in the world, it's the hardest training physically and mentally. So I did first, I couldn't clear it, then I went for the second, did it, clear it, then I had differences, came back, did it for the third time in 7 para SF. And so failures and setbacks have always been part of my life. So to the viewers, I want to tell that, especially the younger generation, your dream should be so important to you that everything else should seem worthless. You understanding? So you need to develop that kind of attitude. You might not, there are very few guys or very few lucky people who get their dream job in the first go. It doesn't happen that way in life. You need to struggle, you need to see adversities. Why adversities? Because it will make you a better human being. It will make you think towards a perspective which you wouldn't have thought if you would have achieved that thing in the first go. Like a person who gives an exam, he does not clear it, then he applies his brain. The similar thing, then he tries to circumvent the problem, maybe bypass it, go behind it, think it from a different angle. That is human tendency. That makes humans much more resilient. So, failures and setbacks, coming back to that, the bondage of A-team. A-team is nothing but the core group. I have met countless people during my service of 20 years, 18 and a half. I have been involved in selection of high performance individuals. Like the selection process of special forces, a small thing might seem a very, very normal thing for a normal individual. However, what you see from my angle, it's totally different. Like if this is a 3 glasses of water in front of us lying, and we are told not to drink these 3, our share each, 2 belongs to you, 1 belongs to me, for the next 24 hours, and we make you run around 50 odd kilometers, obviously with a sweat but do you have that kind of resilience to still do the work without having that a glass of water? At around 12 hours, if it's a 24-hour cycle, at around 12 hours, I will remove this 1 glass, and then there are 3 guys with 2 glasses of water. At around 18 hours, I will remove 1 more glass, and there is only 1 glass between. Do you have that kind of courage to give the first sip to your brothers and then drink the last sip? It might seem a very foolish kind of exercise, but it teaches you a lot about team spirit. It teaches you a lot about adversity. So I have been involved. So A-team are basically those 8-10 guys during my entire service career who are like my brothers. So that kind of camaraderie comes that you can take a bullet without even blink of an eye, without thinking about it twice. Because in our case of scenario, when we are into active counter-terrorist operations, there is no looking back. There are no retakes like we can have a retake for this shoot. You don't like a word of mine and you will tell ki, you say this line again. In our time, when you are inside and you are close to life and death, and you are dealing and you are putting your life in your teammate's hand and he's putting his life in your hand, you don't have those retakes. So that bondage will come with a lot of adversities. You are in minus 10 degrees temperatures, away from your real brothers and sisters, and you are sharing the same sleeping bag, you are having the same food. So that kind of adversity teaches a lot of lessons in life. The first of all is that of compassion towards human life. And that guy, one fine day morning, you go for an operation, and 15 minutes down the line in the operation, he's no more. So the people who have gone through this will understand what I'm trying to say. So that kind of brotherhood will only come with that kind of camaraderie. So the A team is basically those guys. You will not find it every day happening. You don't find it like a normal routine kind of a thing. But that kind of relationship comes with a lot of sacrifices. And when you're spending more time, so your blood relations might be your blood relations, but these are your brothers for life. They are the guys who you will look up to. And there are days when you are down and these guys are pushing you, because not every day is like it's going to go according to your things. So yeah, so the brotherhood relation, what you are trying to tell, try and have friends or your close and near dear ones, not on their bloodline or not there on your blood relations. The guys who have stuck out with you in adversity are the guys will be the pillars of your bonding or in whatever, how you gel together. So that's how it is. Yeah.
Right, Colonel. Just to add on to that, you've talked about how one night your buddy prepared food for you.
Yeah.
The next morning he was martyred, and
Yeah.
in the evening you had to go to an operation again.
Yeah.
In such situations, how do you handle your emotions? Because you're practically given no time to process them.
Yeah. So in my case, I've told this quite a few times, that the incoming bullet has the right of way. You're understanding? The bullet fired from a terrorist, it doesn't see where it is heading. For me as a person, the first thing which take out of my personality is emotions. I don't have emotions. I will tell you a reason for that. We are trained to kill a guy, we are trained to commit to extreme violence, and that's what we are supposed to do. So for me, a guy who is holding a AK-47 or AK-56 pointed at me is an enemy for me. If I don't shoot him, either he will shoot me or the man standing next to me. If we happen to be in somewhere in North Kashmir, this incident is happening. If we don't shoot him at the line of control, when he's trying to infiltrate into our great nation, so he will go back and kill a civilian somewhere in Srinagar. If we don't kill him over there also, then he comes back to Delhi and he kills innocent civilians over there. And if you don't kill him in Delhi, he will come to Allahabad, where your great institute is, and create ruckus over here. So it's my moral responsibility to shoot him over there. So emotions are generally out of it. Yes, death of a close one. In my case, my buddy died, he was martyred. So I felt like I should burn that village down where this thing happened. So those are emotions. I was young man of around 23 years of age. Not much experience, but a lot of emotional, because these kinds of things, if you are not very passionate and you are not very emotional, you cannot go for this kind of operations. So yeah, but the best part of the fact is we went back to our location and we just were barely back after that operation, and in the afternoon one more input came of two terrorists in some house in the vicinity, and we just blocked our minds and went for that. Maybe we could never avenge who actually killed my buddy, but in hindsight, if you look at it, future down the line, next day we killed 2 militants. Maybe those were the same guys or not, but we had our revenge back. So emotional content out of my life is, I'm not a very emotional guy. I am high on emotional content, but then you will not find me mulling over things much. I take it how it comes. Maybe I'm trained in that way, and then I move forward. So this is what emotions play for me. For me, there is not much of roles that emotions will like really jeopardize what I'm trying to do. So I take it in my stride. It's one of the emotions. It is one of human feelings. I accept it, but that's about it. Yeah.
So after one of those perfect examples of what stoicism actually is, sir, I would like to change the topic a little. So your journey has been marked by profound challenges.
Yeah.
And you seem to draw strength from a deep well of faith.
Yeah.
With tattoos honoring Shiva, your connection with the divine feels deeply personal.
Yeah.
So could you share how your devotion has helped you stay resilient in times of need?
Yeah, so once you see life and death up close, I think so everybody starts believing in God. I have no qualms, or I don't hesitate even a minute to say that I believe fully in God. I believe there is Almighty, you might call him by any name, and there is a faith in, I am a practicing Hindu. I am born in a Hindu family, so I obviously practice, I will worship in way I am supposed to do, because being a secular country, I am supposed to do that. It's not that I'm saying I'm telling other religions not to do. You do whatever you want to profess, you want to do. But yes, I worship, I am religious, you can say that. And the question which you asked is about that, how do you get that resolve and that thing? You need to understand one thing. First of all, you will not get everything in life.
Yes.
If you have desired for 100%, some places you will get 100%, some places you will not get, some places you will not even get anything out of your things. So, on a scale of 60 to 70%, if you are achieving what you had desired for, you should consider yourself lucky that you have lived a good life. I will tell you it by example of a simple counter-terrorist operation. Whenever we go for input is of 3 guys and we sight 3 guys and we are with 3 terrorists, we are seeing them, it seldom happens that 100% kill ratio happens. All three were eliminated. Because the dynamics are such, somebody escapes, some fires goes where, some routes we have not covered because it's happening. And it's all happening in a very, very fast pace. So you don't have time to think. If you don't have muscle memory, and if you have not practiced those drills, I think so 1,00,000 times, you will not be able to hit the guy. Because to get that catastrophic kill shot perfect to kill a man, it requires 10,000 rounds of firing, lot of work hours and all those. So what I'm trying to say is, even if you get 1 or 2 out of them, that is a good ratio. So the strength, the devotion to continue on this comes from a lot of experience which you go through in life. A balanced person and a person who has achieved everything will be generally the guy who starts from the scratch, who's starting from down below. It brings law of humility, and it brings, you see, the greatest guys, like 85% billionaires in this world are first generations. Okay. So the guy and the name remembered of those guys are only those guys who have started from scratch. If in case you trying to build a legacy of your own, you trying to be on that line of devotion to duty and everything, you need to see adversities, you need to overcome it. You will go down because life is like a circle. It never keeps you on top. It will push you down, again you move up. That is how character is built. That is how resilience is built. That is how devotion is built. That is how belief is built. And during your times when you are down, you need to have a support system which pushes you to come on top. Now you have a support system in your friends, families, parents, God. That is for you to decide. In my case, yeah, I have a strong family base, but that's about it. But the major battles which I was fighting, those guys were not there. They are supporting you morally, but then there are other guys who are supporting it. And on top of it, like I brought out in the first sentence, that if you've seen life and death closely, then what happens is that when you get saved on numerous instances, where there was no chances of survival, your faith on Almighty increases. There is some divine power. Whether you can see it, not see it, it's that. So my sense of devotion comes to my dedication comes from a lot of failures and my belief in God. I think so. That is how I generally resonate with it and how I profess. I suffer failures on everyday basis. Which some days are good, some days are not good. But I am that kind of a guy who will keep on pushing forward. I don't look back, and that is my character. So even if I am going through a lot of turmoil, you will not find it in me. It is not evident on my face that I will sulk, and I'm not that kind of a guy. So maybe I'm trained that way, maybe. So that is how I find adversity. That is I keep myself devoted to the cause which I am. Yeah.
I understand, sir.
Yeah.
Colonel, with your expertise in close protection and the evolving security landscape,
Yeah.
how do you view the role of military modernization and technology integration in the same?
The thing which remains is that I will tell you a classic example. The greatest campaign the world has seen is the World War II. I can vouch for it. All the tactics and the developments which we are now, apart from counter-terrorism, because it was not there at that time, not specifically practiced during the World War II campaign. Everything was like, you talk of armored tactics, that is tanks moving. It was, the Blitzkrieg came in World War II. Radars, U-boats, which is you now called as submarines, ground-to-air communication. You name a thing, it was. And the World War II took place from 1939 to 1945. The nuclear war, the hydrogen bombs were dropped. So, from 1945 to 2024, the tactics have generally remained the same. Only the technology is advancing. Pertinent to the point what I am trying to tell out, ki you need to integrate technology into warfare also. We are doing it. There were no drones. Now the drones are coming. AI is being saying things are improving. However, at the end of the day, it is the man behind the machine which always matter. Like people say that AI has taken over and you can write. But I have still my apprehensions about the as far as the ability of man's mind is concerned. You can write those near about perfect sentences by use of AI in case you are a writer. But that actually thing which you have in mind is the man's own ingenuity. So it will never take over. Similarly, coming to weapon technology, you need to accept technology as part of warfare. You need to accept it. Anything like, I will tell you a simple example. If I am going at night for an operation, and a night vision goggle enhances my ability to see at night, so be it. There is nothing wrong in that. Proliferation of technology in the correct way, it has to happen. It should happen. There is no problem. And yeah, because the tactics will generally remain the same, where advancements are happening on technological front. I am open to that kind of dialogue in which you are putting in a lot of things which are coming into play. Kindly use it, but however, at the end of the day, human mind and will always be superlative when it comes to the execution of even military drills. So you need to fine tune the balance, and then you need to see how it happens. Yeah.
So that was an eye-opening perspective. Moving on. So you transitioned from military service to executive protection at your private security firm Team Global.
Yeah.
So that must have required a shift in the skills associated. So how do you bring the discipline and teamwork of the special forces into your current work?
When I quit army, I knew that I will not be able to do a 9 to 5 kind of a job. Now once you move out of the army and I get certain transferable skills along with me, with the skill sets which I have. Now me as a person, I needed to decide what I want to do. So I went into close and executive protection. But mind you, don't get so impressed by it. It is not a very thriving business. I earn money through other things, but then it's not, because let me tell you, it's a very niche kind of concept in India where it is still an unorganized market. So I went to London, did a course of close and executive protection, which you known as bodyguards in India, we loosely call that term. But anywhere across the world, in US, UK and Western countries, you need to have a license to become a close protection operator. However, in India, if I have a military background and I have a firearm, a licensed weapon, I can stand and do it. So when I use the two words, that is transferable skills, which I bring into business, I thought being a special forces operative, my transition will be easy. But there are lot many things which once you go abroad and do the course and you come to know ki, it is lot more administrative also to protect a person and do that kind of job. So yeah, as I told you, it's an unorganized market in India. So it takes time to delve and to make that concept a good concept. So yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm trying to find my inroads into the system. And like I told you, I'm not a very emotional kind of a guy. If it goes well, it's okay. If I have to thrive through other means. All my life, we were never on social media. And now those social media has just gone proliferated. And I'm actively, not knowingly or unknowingly, I'm into it. So yeah, so that is how I take. So don't get too impressed by Team Global. It is a very normal kind of a business. But yeah, I wanted, it is very close to my heart. That is for sure. And I'm trained to do it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. It will always remain one of my verticals. But I might do 100 things others which I was not planning to do. So my life goes like that. So that's about it. That's why when I talk to you guys, keep your options open. If you are being sent towards a particular direction, cling on to it. Don't always try to fight the whites or the forces of nature. You know, so it's akin to that. Yeah. Yeah.
Colonel, in your view, which areas in indigenous weapon and technology are most crucial for India's long-term defense capabilities, especially as we strive to reduce the dependency on foreign imports?
You need to be like foreign imports. The problem which India faces right now is it's still dependent on foreign technology. Our research and development, I would say, we are making inroads into becoming the Make in India concept is a novel concept. However, we need to work furthermore harder to have that kind of R&D into things. We need to bring equipment. Firstly, because I've been posted in Army headquarters and I've generally seen, we are on the right lines. We need to understand one thing, that I have had the opportunity of interacting with special forces rather of all the worlds. I've seen their equipment. Equipment profiling it's really good. If you see the Western forces, there's no doubt about it. But we need to understand one thing also, that if we compare ourselves to Americans, the Americans achieved independence in 1776. They are 250 years ahead of us. Before that, our all wealth was going into other countries. Like before 1947, we were still not independent. We just 78, 80 years around the line. So we are going there. We are doing things. So the technological advancements, whether it is in case of survivability, protection, surveillance, all this, because info warfare in kind of operations which army do, if you have that kind of actionable intelligence and information being fed to you on a regular basis in real-time scenarios, it will all obviously help you conduct the operations better. We are on the lines, we are doing it, we are foraying into areas where we are self-dependent. The Prime Minister has a vision, which is very good. But in my opinion, we still need to work more harder as a nation. We still need to have that kind of proficiency in which we can fight our own battles in case the requirement comes to be. Because still equipment is being imported. But I think so down the line, maybe 10, 15 years, 20 years down the line, we will see a lot of difference. And we are there, we are moving towards that place, but we need to wait and watch. Yeah.
Sir, now we must conclude this greatly inspiring session with Colonel Shivender Pratap Singh Kanwar. Sir's unwavering commitment to dedication and discipline will definitely inspire all the young minds watching this, and they will definitely learn a lot from this interview going forward. Thank you, Colonel, for sharing your remarkable story with us.
Thanks. Thanks for inviting me over. It's a really pleasure to talk with you guys, and may God deliver you the best and you become the best whatever you want to do. Thanks a ton.
Thank you so much, Colonel.
Bye.